We're going to talk about one of the pieces of creator tech that is super underrated and I thought was just silly. It is a gimbal, and not just any gimbal, but this is the DJI Osmo 6. So let's unbox it, get into the nitty gritty, and go test it out against the iPhone 15 Pro Max's action mode, which is pretty good at getting rid of motion. So how does this stack up to that? All right, so before we go test it out, we gotta unbox this DJI Osmo Mobile 6. Now, let's talk a little bit about the specs as I struggle to open up this box. So this has a 3-axis gimbal, so that is what contributes to the wonderful stabilization that you'll see later. It also has a little carrying case to carry it in, obviously. It has a charger which ends in USB-C, which we love, so can keep all the cables consistent. It also has a screw-on tripod mount so that you're able to set it down and have it use that active track 5.0 feature, which you can see here on the box. And the cool thing about this model specifically is that it also extends, so you can see a little bit of that action on the front of the box here. But the extension, it's not a huge amount, it's not like one of those large selfie sticks, but it's just enough that if you set it down, you'll be able to get a higher vantage point if you're recording yourself, which you'll see at the end of the video. But I think this gimbal is very well built in terms of the feel in the hand. It seems very solid, and all the controls seem very well positioned for when you're using it. So after you get used to working with this device, you'll be able to use them without looking and really get some incredible shots. I will also mention it comes with the phone holder, which extends, works on most phones, even on my iPhone 15 Pro Max with a case on it. But I do take off the leather case because it does scratch it up a bit. Now, this device also comes in 2 colors. So I have the gray here, but it also comes in a white color if that's more your jam. I like everything matte black or the darker version of whatever it is. But yeah, you can see here the quick start guide is actually on the box. If you scan the QR code, you're then able to download the DJI Mimo app, which is where the magic happens. They have built in so many wonderful features into this device, which connects via Bluetooth to your phone. This includes the active track, as I mentioned before, where you can select a person or any kind of object that you're filming, and it will make sure that the phone tracks that object even as you move your hand. I use this also later with a vehicle that I'm recording. You can also use other features such as time-lapse to get one of those really cool time-lapse videos where there's a bit of movement. And here I'm just showing you how that tripod mount attaches and where you charge it via USB-C. I do want to mention that the battery life is pretty good on this device as well, so you really don't have to worry about charging it too much, especially if you're on a trip. I did want to mention that the clamp that you get with this device to attach your phone to the DJI Osmo 6 is actually very strong, and you need to be a little bit careful because it will push buttons on your device and you need to readjust it to make sure the balance is correct. But once it is attached to the device will connect to your phone, pop up with a notification to open the DJI Mimo app, and then you're ready to go and hit the ground running. All right, now that we've got it all unboxed, let's go try it out in the real world against the iPhone. So we're gonna do a couple tests, one where I'm walking, one where I'm standing still, and just some cool shots. So let's get outside, go to the park, go by the water, enjoy this beautiful day, and test out this gimbal. All right, so we have made it finally to the park. It's hot, and so let's test it out. We're gonna try out, right now I'm filming on my phone without the gimbal. We're gonna try filming with the gimbal, walking around, getting some steady shots, and really testing out, is it better than just using the iPhone with its own settings? All right, so I get pretty nervous recording out in public, but we're gonna do this part as a voiceover. So on the left side, you're gonna see the regular iPhone video recording in 4K 60, and on the right, you see it in action mode at 2.8K. Unfortunately, action mode maxes out at 2.8K if you want that 4K, if you want that 60 frames per second. But here you see the DJI Osmo 6 footage coming straight from the DJI Mimo app in the 4K resolution, 60 frames per second. Unfortunately, you're not able to use all of the nice video processing features of the native iPhone camera app. However, the camera app here in the DJI Mimo app works pretty well, and you have additional features that make it worth using it through that app, but no cinematic mode. So when I do want to use that mode, I switch over to the iPhone camera and the record button still works. So here you've got some leaves again that I'm trying to record in both the action mode and with the gimbal in the Mimo app. So as you can see, the gimbal is a lot better with stabilization, and you don't have to suffer with the crop in, which is an issue with using that action mode, as well as not being able to record in the full 4K resolution that the iPhone is capable of, right? So as we walk around, you see a very little amount of wobble up and down, but overall the stabilization is massively improved using the gimbal. And let's say you were to use the gimbal in addition to the action mode, I think you'd see incredible results. Oh, and by the way, I bought this with my own money. They did not send this to me, so these thoughts are totally my own. All right, so now we're using the front-facing camera with the gimbal. Seems to be pretty steady to me. This is usually where you see performance not very good on the stabilization from the actual iPhone, because you're not using any optical image stabilization. So to get this with the front-facing camera in 4K, it's really good. Just for reference, this is me walking, front-facing camera, no stabilization, just the camera on its own. All right, so as you could see, all the shots were, okay. So right now, I'm actually using the gimbal with its auto tracking feature to keep me in the frame. And if I move, it tries to stay with me. So as you saw in those previous shots, we tested it out when walking, doing some nice slow shots of cars. We're in the park. So it really works quite well. I'm amazed by how well this product works in conjunction with the software that's included. You know, it's amazing with the tracking and all the different modes. So honestly, I didn't have super high hopes previous to owning the DJI Osmo Mobile 6. That's the whole name. But it really has blown me away in how well it actually works and how small it can be. Now it also comes with that tripod, as you noticed in the unboxing, so that's how it's standing up right now. And I have it extended as far as it can go, so you can get that farther point of view when using it. And I'm using it in conjunction with the DJI Mic 2 with the receiver plugged into my phone, and it still works fine even with the receiver on it. It just can't be facing me. So unfortunately, I can't see my voice levels because I have to have it facing the other way, or else when it moves, it might actually hit the gimbal and then it'll mess up and it won't work anymore. But yeah, I think this product is fantastic. If you can find it on sale, I think it's even better. Like, I found it for under $100. And so I just said, okay, we're gonna pull the trigger, we're gonna get it. It looks like a really good product, and sure enough, it is. So this sounds really positive, and usually my reviews aren't always super positive, but it actually is a good product. So yeah, that's the DJI Osmo Mobile 6. Is it worth it? Yeah. And that has been an episode in Creator Tech. So please like, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.